Hey guys, it's Tuesday night, it's 5, and we're live. Welcome to 2019 at stonecoatcountertops.com. We have some really exciting news. I want to announce that my little brother's wife had their 4th son. I want to give a big congratulations to Angie. Good job, you got this. She's amazing. It was kind of a hard labor. Good job, Angie. Our hearts go out to you. Our prayers have been with you, and we love you, Mitch, and we'll see you as soon as you can come back. Tonight, Chris is in the driver's seat, Luke's on the extra shots, and we're going to have a good time. 2019 is here. I want to welcome you guys and say thanks for coming tonight, Tuesday night. We had a good holiday season. We appreciate you letting us have a couple Tuesdays off, but we have some fun things in store for you. We've got some cool things prepped that we've done previous to this setup. We're going to show you what we did with our new glow-in-the-dark powder. It is a very fun powder to play with. We have a good guest with us today. We're going to introduce you to him. And I just want to ask you guys, have you set your goals for 2019 yet? Have you done your business goals, your family goals, spiritual, everything? Have you gotten that into place? If you haven't, do that, because everything that you plan will come to fruition if you put your mind to it. So make your goals, and what we want to show you first is what we've done to prep for tonight. Chris, are you ready for that?
Right.
All right, check this out, guys.
Epoxy rocks, stone coat countertops.
Remember, when you subscribe to our channel, click on the red subscribe button and be sure to ring the bell so you get notified every time we have a new video. Thanks again. In this video, we use some spray paint and our glow-in-the-dark powder, our additive, to light this project up. We're going to show you how it works right now. Okay guys, what we're going to do today is we're going to try our blue glow powder. This is going to be fun. I'm only going to mix up enough epoxy for this sample, plus a little more, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some in the actual mix, then I'm going to come back when we do our veins and add a little bit just in veins. We're going to see which part of the glow powder really stands out. Let's get started. We're going to use our normal Stone Coat countertop epoxy at a 1-to-1 ratio. We'll mix it for 2 minutes using a drill, and we're adding a little bit of our glow-in-the-dark powder. We were really pleased with how clear the epoxy stayed when we applied it with our notch trowel. It was almost unnoticeable, which tells me I could add a little bit more for more intensity next time. We're making 2 samples here. On our second sample, we're not going to apply any spray paint, so I'm adding a little bit of silver glitter just for some fun, and we're also going to put an underpainting in. I'm going to use a plastic bag from Home Depot, and I'm going to use some spray paint to chop a little bit of effects in. This was a fun process as well, and I really liked how it came out. The 3 spray paint colors that I'm using from Rust-Oleum are black, white, and aluminum. I'm using a paint stick to drag veins, and I'm leaving some open spaces so that that glow powder really has a chance to shine through. I'm going to torch it a little bit to warm it up and tilt it so I get organic movement that looks like sediment-style rock. To enhance our second piece a little bit, I'll just mist it with some 91% isopropyl alcohol mixed with our gold metallic powder. Okay, I got a base here. We got some glow powder embedded in everything. It's really clear when it's down to that thickness that you're going to put on as your first coat. So we're going to add a little more, make it quite milky. And we'll add a few more veins in this, and then we'll see if those veins jump out at you after it's set up. Despite doubling the amount of glow powder that we used in our first mixture, the epoxy stayed very clear. This is good news because some glow powder can really make the epoxy mixture milky. We were very excited about this, and because we added more glow powder to this particular sample, the epoxy really glowed blue. It was awesome, love the results, but I know now I need to add a little bit more to get that really cool effect when the lights go out. We had some visitors from Canada who came down to get some materials watching us build these samples. Jason, Trevor from Canada. What part of Canada did you guys drive down from?
Vancouver.
Vancouver, Canada. They came down. What did you guys think of seeing this? And do you guys like these little samples?
This is awesome.
Was it easier than you thought?
I can't believe you just made this in a
short amount of time like that.
Pretty easy, right?
It's fantastic.
It's fun. It's fun to do. We're testing out that glow powder. I met you guys this morning. You came down. You're getting into building tables and stuff like that.
That's correct. Yeah.
Very cool. What'd you think of your tour of Stone Coat?
Incredible. Got a lot to process. And, really exciting.
The people here have been absolutely fantastic to us. We feel like family. We've been here for several hours already, and just having a great time and learning a ton.
Right on, guys. Thank you. I won't get you sticky. I got one sticky hand, one good hand. Okay, we have a little bit left over. Fun test time. Here we go.
Because we had a little bit of epoxy left in the buckets, we're not going to waste it. I'm going to grab a sample that's been prepped, and we're going to make something fun.
This is why you have sample boards ready to go. When you have a little bit of extra epoxy, instead of letting it heat up and die in the bucket, we're going to make a sample to have fun.
We're going to make this sample very quickly. We're just going to add some hunter green spray paint over the clear epoxy, top that with a little bit of black spray paint, fog it with some white spray paint, mist it with some gold metallic, and that will be our first layer. We're going to move that with our hand. It really gives it a fun effect, and we'll add our second layer. This white is going to act like a highlight. That's going to be my bright spot. I'm going to cover everything with black, and then I'll open it back up with that gold. It'll open up little windows to see down to that white highlight, and this is the result. It's simple, it's easy, and it looks complex.
That's amazing. I never in my life would have thought you could do that so quickly. I just got a whole bunch more confidence now.
Good. Yeah.
So Mike just laid down some green on this piece. It's just basic MDF with your black over top. And immediately I thought, oh man, you ruined it. And then 20 seconds later, he's turned into this absolutely gorgeous masterpiece. It's got depth like you wouldn't believe. And I can't wait to see how it turns out once it's dry and see what that glow in the dark does to it.
Do you think you could do it?
Absolutely.
It's not hard, right?
I'm going to go buy some spray bombs on the way home, and we're going to make some projects.
Hey guys, visit us anytime at stonecoatcountertops.com. Stay tuned and enjoy the rest of this video. Get this thing charged up and let's see what happens.
The next morning, we turn the lights on to find out the results.
All right, let's go check it out. All right, you ready? There it is. Let's see if it works. That's pretty cool, man. I like that stuff. I think we're going to put it in more intensely. We barely put any in, so we're going to put a lot in and see what happens on tonight's live. Let's do it.
Our epoxy rocks, Stone Coat Countertops.
Hey guys, I hope that blue really showed up to you. You can see in the picture below, that is a really fun effect. And I think that you can do this with just about any color as long as there's windows. You got to have some areas where that clear epoxy will show through and you get that beautiful blue glow. What a fun thing that you can do to add to any project to really customize it. Let us know in the comments below, did you learn anything watching that video? And did you pick up that we did a sample first and now we're going to do a big piece? Hey, I wanted to tell you guys, here in Southern Oregon, junior high, middle school wrestling is in full swing. The spirit is in the air, and I coach the junior high here. 3 of my 4 sons wrestle every single day, so I've been at wrestling practice. So we're going to give you guys some heads up. We might be changing the lives a little bit the next couple of months to work around meets and things like that. So we'll let you know in the insiders group as well as our email newsletter that goes out. So if you haven't subscribed to get our notifications, do that so that you can be notified when we're going live. And if you happen to miss it, it's going to be on the replay. You just don't have as much fun as being live, right? I got a special guest. I want to introduce to you guys Foss, you want to come back here? Foss and his wife, Catherine, they showed up at our shop today. Foss, pound it, man. Welcome. You're from where?
Pocatello, Idaho. Now.
Pocatello, Idaho. He's
originally from Southern Oregon.
Okay, so you're an Oregonian. Yeah. Moved to Pocatello here to get a little warmer for the winter, right?
Right.
And you saw some of our videos.
Right.
Okay, and what'd you think? What'd you think when you saw those crazy videos?
Well, what I thought was, hey, this is pretty cool. I mean, he makes this look pretty easy. And I've always wanted to try this. And what I did, when I came into the shop, and I said, hey, I want hands-on training.
Yeah.
And Mike said, well, come on back. And here we are.
Yes, sir.
Hands-on training.
I said, we're going live tonight. I said, I'll show you something that we're doing live. You stuck around. I appreciate that. And we're going to make a cool piece. You saw the little clip that we did. We're going to make a bigger scale of that. That little piece, a couple of those pieces is right here. So you can see that piece. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
And then you can see that piece. So we're going to make a big version of this. Okay? And I'm going to show you how easy that is to replicate, how fast it is. But the beautiful thing that we're doing is we're adding some of that blue glow powder. Now what we did is we showed a little shot of that when we put it near the light and then we turn the lights off. That's really cool, but it doesn't show up good on the live feed. So that's why we made you that precursor to this video. So we're going to add a little bit of glow powder, but first I've already mixed our epoxy. I did that during that clip, and we did a 1-to-1 ratio. We mixed it for about 2 or 3 minutes using a drill, and we're gonna prep our board. This is MDF, and it's a 7-foot by 2-foot board. We're gonna sand it with 220 grit because the edges are still slightly rough. So Foss, I'll start here, and then all I do is I just take off the roughness. Now you've been in construction your whole life, right? You've done general contracting, built houses, so this isn't foreign to you of prepping and building. You cabinet builder as well?
No, it's not.
So this isn't the hard part, right? Do you want to sand those edges for me? And so you and your son were talking about learning how to do countertops.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you're here, man. That's going to be fun. And we had a couple Canadian visitors. That was totally cool. They stopped by. We gave them a tour, showed them what we're doing here, and they were totally fun. And they're talking about coming to the Artisan Summit. They really want to learn how to turn their business into something that they can do full time, turn a side hustle into a full-time thing. So hey, thanks for coming out here, guys, and we hope to see you April 3rd and 4th at the Artisan Summit. In the comments below, we've put a link to a special link that we're going to talk about at the end of this video. We have a really cool shout out to who wins the You Got This award this week. All right, so in that video, I did a very kind of a small amount of our glow powder, not wanting to really overwhelm the piece, but I'm going to go pretty heavy. So we're going to add quite a bit of glow powder. That's just about 3/4 of a bag, okay? Now we're gonna mix that up. So all I'm gonna do is get in there, and this mix is really easy, Foss. So I like to pre-mix A and B, and then add my metallics or my additives after that. But you can see how fast that disperses evenly in there. It's really pretty cool. Another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pre-fog some color on this piece, because on our sample, I don't like where it opens up and it comes like a plain color. I want to add a little bit of visual interest, so I'll show you how we do that too. All right, Chris, is there any questions in the comments that I can answer while we're getting this going here?
There seems to be plenty of buzz about the glow in the dark. Let me look through here.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm just going to add a little bit of black spray paint. So I'm going to shake this up, and when I fog color, I do the edges first. The reason I do the edges is when you come back to do the edges, you always seem to get too much around the edges if you've already done the field. And so I'll start on those edges, and I'm just going to get a little bit of color on my edges so that when you see through my color, you don't see into a bald edge. Do you want to do that side? I'll grab this in here. Catherine's picking up the boys from wrestling practice, so she couldn't be here tonight, but we got Foss to step in and bring up the live tonight. All right.
There are questions about how long the glow lasts.
You know, it lasts a pretty good while. I don't know exactly. I know that we turned on the lights here. We put it up to one of our lights. We took it in, and it lasts a long time, and it doesn't need a lot of light. You know, just sitting in ambient light all day, I think you'll get a good glow. But we'll do a little bit more research. We'll time it, and we'll see when it starts. But I think you'll get a really good long charge out of it. It wasn't a cheap powder by any stretch of the imagination, so I think you'll like the results as compared to some other glow-in-the-dark powders. Thank you, Foss. All right, I'm gonna just fog a little bit of black over the top of this, I don't want really hard lines. I just want just some fog, just some interest, so that when you see down through this, you'll see something. Just kind of doing a little bit of grain flow. You can see where I spilled some epoxy and I wiped it off. It kind of picks it up a little more, and that's okay. That's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so when we trowel this out, we use a 1/8 by 1/8 square notch trowel. I don't pour the epoxy like in an S. I pour it right down the center. I don't go over my edges yet. I just go right down the center of my piece. The reason I do that is because I want to get the whole field before I push anything off the edge. I don't want to waste my epoxy off the edge. Anything that's stuck in the bucket, I know that that's not going to be mixed as well as what was in the center of my bucket. So I scoop all that right in the biggest mass that I have right here, so I know it's not spread throughout. And then I'm going to mix that one more time with my trowel before I spread this out. So I like to use a 1/8 by 1/8 square notch trowel.
Yeah, it's pretty cool trowel.
Yeah, and then I keep it, that angle shows me the angle that I should have it here. So if I go too acute, it's going to pull more epoxy off. If I'm like this, it's okay, but you don't want to be really, really tight to your surface. So right here where I scraped out that excess, I'm just going to come in here and just mix that a little bit. Now we put a lot of powder in this, okay? But it's still very transparent, especially once we get it to that thin coat that we're going to do as this first coat. Nice thing I like about this Foss is it's got a long working time. I don't need to be in a hurry right now. I know I could work on this, like we did this blue piece. Anybody who saw this blue piece in that video, we worked on that for a long, long time. You get a lot of working time. Let us know in the comments, did you like that video? And do you want to see more crazy pieces, or do you want to see more simple pieces? What's your goal for 2019 from our channel? What do you want to learn? Okay, so I'm going to trowel out this half. You're going to trowel out that half.
Okay, this is called the base coat.
This is our what we call like our color coat. This is where we do our effects and anything, and then we do a second coat the next day, and we do just epoxy.
Okay.
Yep, same product, but no color. We're going to put spray paint. We're going to put additives in this. Our second coat, we don't put anything, just the clear.
Okay.
So when I trowel this out, I just work close to those edges, but I don't push it over the edges yet. And I don't need to push really hard. I'm going to get rid of most of that now. I got a little bead here, and I'm just going to push that right over the edge, just like that. I'm going to do that right here. I'm going to do that across the front. So I did that half. Any extra I'll push down here. Now you're ready to do that half. While Foss is doing that, I'm going to chop this section. Okay? So I'm going to prime I'm going to pull any loose bristles out of my brush. We've already sanded. You want to wipe the dust, and you want to just prime your brush. If you don't prime your brush, what happens is you pull up a lot of epoxy because you got a dry brush, and you'll pull it all up right there where you started. Okay, so I'm just going to chop out my trowel lines. What this chopping does is it does two things. It removes any of those faint trowel lines. It also is going to remix the epoxy one more time. So I mixed it in the bucket, we mix it with the trowel, and we mix it with the brush. And that prevents any sticky spots, and it allows me to mix fast, and it allows me to be accurate where I don't have any sticky spots. Nice. Nice. That's not hard, right?
No.
All right, so you got a little extra there. I'll show you what I do. You can either take that extra amount, put it back in the bucket so you can have some other effects. So, or you can just kind of disperse it throughout the piece. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you have a mound of epoxy, like if we just had a mound down the center and we did an effect there, as it self-levels, that effect washes out a little bit. So that's why it's nice to gauge what you're having. So because right now we're not even, it's kind of bumpy, it doesn't look perfect, but it's going to level very, very flat. So right here, what I'll do is I'm just going to take my extra, scoop it back in the bucket, and now I have a reservoir for some cool effects when we're done. So I chopped it with the brush, and when I chop it, all I do here is I take the butt end, the heel of my brush, and just do that. So, and then I just go random. A lot of people want to do like straight lines. Just go random with it and just chop it out, and especially where it's dry, just hit that with the brush. It'll break surface tension and give you a really good surface to start with. Any other questions you're seeing there, Chris?
Well, there's lots of love for the blue piece. There was let's see, there was a question about would you recommend rounding the corners in a table, I suppose?
Oh, good question. So we don't like to have 90-degree corners. When you're working on a kitchen and you have a 90-degree and you're walking through the kitchen rapidly, it's a hit pointer. That's where you're gonna hit the edge of your countertop. So any outside corner, we do a minimum of 3/4 inch radius. When we're making samples, we usually don't put a big drop edge on them. We don't round the corners. We just router them with a 1/4 inch round over on top so we have a nice, good surface, but we're practicing color technique. When we do countertops, watch our videos on how we pre-build the MDF and pre-build the countertops. We always put those inside and outside radiuses. It makes it look custom, and you don't get that hit pointer, and you don't over sand your edges when you go to do your sanding between coats. Good question. Good job, Foss. It's going good, man. Okay. See that little brush? I'll just get that out right there. Yeah, good, man. Looks good. All right, so see all the bubbles right here? Oh, I'm gonna see this. This is one thing that you have to watch out for. Okay. See how that's dry? Anything like that, the material just won't go. So just chop that out. Now I'm gonna take this and go long horizontal strokes on my edges. I'm just gonna really force a coat in those edges, and that will help promote the effects from going over the edge. If you leave a dry edge, the color will kind of stop. It won't keep flowing. So that's what we're doing to prep here. So I'll do these two, you do the other two edges. You didn't know you were going to get put to work, huh?
Oh, that's what
I'm going to have to pay you. I'm going to have to pay you royalties on this video, I think.
I want to learn how to do this.
All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put in some striations. We're going to do striations, and then we'll use that extra epoxy to go on top to give us more glow and more fun. All right? So this is going to be a fun part. Chris, anything I need to answer, stop me, interrupt, let me know. Just say, Mike, shut up, quit talking, and listen to me.
Gotcha.
We got, actually, I got a little announcement. Is that okay if I do an announcement, Chris?
Sure thing.
All right, Luke, come on back here. You could bring that camera too.
Okay, coming.
Luke, you bring that camera.
Oh, should I grab
Yeah, grab that. Grab that shirt right there, man. I would grab it, but I'm sticky.
It's okay.
So Luke's been working with us for a good month now?
About, yeah.
Yeah, Luke's been working with us for a month. Come on in here, Foss. You got to see that monitor? That's you right there. So as soon as you get off that, you're out of the video. We want you in it. All right. So Luke has been crushing it, man. You're doing awesome.
Thank you.
He's really been helping with our content. If you guys like the quality of the content, it's not because of me. This guy, Chris, great content creation team. Thank you guys for really believing in our channel, and because of the feedback that we've gotten, that's why we're going to the next level. Thank you. And I got that shirt for Luke because he doesn't look really good in his other shirts here, man. What is this shirt you're wearing?
Oh, I'll cover it.
But no,
Thank you, Mike.
give Luke a big old thumbs up, man. Hey, what have you learned since you've been here, man?
Epoxy is sticky.
Yeah,
that's what I've learned.
Don't touch cameras
Yeah.
and epoxy.
No.
Right on, man.
Cool.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Right on. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put in some striations. We're going to put in these effects. When I put in those effects, I don't like to squiggle my lines. I like to put them in straight, and then I like to either use a heat gun or tilt the piece to get those effects. If you're in a house and you're going over existing counters, obviously you're not going to tilt the counter, but you can use a heat gun, you can use a torch, you can use other methods to move the color. As soon as you try to make the color move and make it look organic, it looks man-made. So that's why we put it in straight. We got a couple, I should have pulled on those bristles a little harder. We got some bristles stuck in the piece. Get those out. We got some exciting news. We got we're going out to Las Vegas for Bronson's class coming up. So we'll be out there for his class to help him teach that with Rhonda. I'm excited for that. That's going to be fun. So we do hands-on training. We got another class that we're going to be doing, I believe in March, out in Connecticut at Woodcraft. They got a big woodworking school out there. So we're going to go help teach some river tables. Then we're going to Australia out there with Color Obsession. She carries our product out in Australia, and we'll be doing a class with her and ATD out in Australia. So we got some fun things coming up. All right, so we're going to use 3 colors. We're going to use black, white, and aluminum. And all we're going to do is put in striations. So I'm going to do a couple, you're going to do a couple, and we're just going to have fun.
Okay.
All right, so this is all I do is I spray some right there on my paint stick. I don't need to go on both sides of it, just one side. And I'm just going to drag some color, go all the way off and back on. It doesn't matter if I go over the same track, just put some in. We're going to basically be putting in some jail bars right now. So I do that. And you can always add more paint, but you can't take it out, so keep that in mind. So you want to start on that color, just finish that piece off. I'm going to grab the next color, go on the other side of the table. Is any of this hard so far, Foss?
No.
Pretty easy?
Pretty easy. Good. I don't know if it look easy. It is easy.
So we had the Canadians who were here. I think they were quite shocked on how fast pieces can go, which is cool. We want everything repeatable, but they were also shocked seeing it for the first time. They were no longer intimidated, and I think that's key, is just jumping in there and trying it, and it's amazing how fast it can really go. I'm going to put in some white, and I like to integrate color too, so I'll go over some of the color we've already done. Okay, keep going, Foss. Put a lot in there. And we'll switch sides in a minute. Don't let me beat you. I'm pretty fast.
You're pretty experienced, huh?
I don't know. I don't know. It's my second project, so we'll see.
We got a question about the best method for doing vertical surfaces, such as, I suppose, a backsplash.
Yeah, good question. So backsplashes are a lot of fun, and I personally like to build the backsplash flat, cut it to size, build it flat, and then install it vertical. That's where you get them to match the counters exactly. And if you want to level up, you not only do the counter, but then you build the backsplash right next to it, and you can continue the effects into the backsplash so that when you fold it up, it matches. That's custom. So that's a cool way to do backsplash. All right, let's switch. Foss, put more black on this side. I'll come over there and do white. This is like a dance, man. We're dancing. Kathy's back there watching. What do you think, Kathy?
It's very interesting.
Have you lost faith yet? Are you going, what is this weirdo doing?
Finished products and they're gorgeous.
All right, so you believe it. You believe.
I'm a believer.
Right on. You're healed. All right.
Our friend Justin here seems to be, let's see, he'd like to know how to prevent yellowing over long term.
Oh, good question. So we like to use our art coat on any white pieces. We also like to use bare paint primer in one, just the standard, not the ultra, because it has low ammonia. Let that set up before you put the clear epoxy, and then the ammonia doesn't interfere with the curing process and cause yellowing. So we do have a video on epoxy and how to keep it from yellowing, what to look for, what products to use, and that video is a really good tutorial. It talks about all of our products. If you go check out our YouTube channel, it's under products and white countertops, I believe. So we'll put that link in the description below. Good question. All right, so next thing we're going to do is aluminum. I'm going to start putting some aluminum. Just keep putting some black in there, and don't worry about interfering with any other colors on the table. Just integrate them all. And you can see we're leaving a lot of open spaces, which is cool for the for that blue. And you could see when the lights went out, the blue really still showed through it, but some of the spray paint like covered it, but it left windows. It left windows open, so that's kind of what we're going for here. I really like this color combination, but you can change this color combination to anything you possibly could imagine. So don't be stuck on just what we're doing here. We got some really good ideas for videos coming up that I know you're gonna like, but I don't want to spoil it. I have a question for the audience, Chris.
What's that?
What's everybody's, in the comments, what are your goals for 2019? Give us your #1 goal, your #1 New Year's resolution. See what you did there? No, that's a happy accident. That's a good thing. That'll look cool. So Foss sprayed a little overspray. It's okay. You can do that. It's forgiving. And if you don't like it, you just get in there and you can erase it with the paint stick.
Okay.
Pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool, and you cover up your mistakes.
Yep. You don't. I tell people if you have to open your eyes while you're doing stone coat, it's probably too hard of a technique. You're probably overthinking it. So you can literally shut your eyes while you're doing it.
So this is a process where there is no.
It's happy accidents, man, just like Bob Ross would say, right? All right, let's switch again. This needs more black down here, and that needs some silver. All right. Spray a little silver on those edges there. Cool. What do you think, Foss? How's this looking, man?
I think it's gonna look good.
I can't wait to see it glow. And you can't tell that we've put any glow powder in it. That's another thing that's cool. All right. What are some of the goals that they're putting there, Chris?
Let me see. Anita Phillips, stock up on art epoxy and quick epoxy. My goal is to make it to 2020.
That's a good goal. That's a good place to start.
Go to the Artisan Summit.
Nice. I like that goal. That's one of my goals too. I hope I can make it.
Bernie'd like to know if you can substitute wood with concrete. I suppose as the substrate, I suppose.
Yeah, we have a video on how to go over concrete. We also have a video on how to make epoxy look like concrete. So yes and yes to both of those questions.
Awesome.
And any videos that you guys want to see, we have a lot of them, and so sometimes they're hard to find. Call in, ask where those are, and our customer service will actually send you an email with a link at the exact moment of what you're looking for to save you your search time. So please do that. Anybody in the comment section tried our customer service yet out? And what's been your experience? Let us know. All right, this is looking cool. Yeah. I'm liking it. All right. I say we add a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit more white in some of this.
We got someone with a goal to make some epoxy knife handles.
Oh, nice. I saw some Damascus steel knife work. That's really pretty. Really cool. Did anybody see our video yet on turning epoxy? Did you guys see what John made in that video where he took casting epoxy, made a mold, and made a gear shift knob? We just posted that. Who saw that? I was really proud of John. That thing turned out awesome.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him here, and he did an awesome job, for sure.
All right, so what we're going to do now, Foss, is we're going to move this color. You know what, actually, see this extra? Mm-hmm. We're going to put a couple of, I'll put like a big vein right down the center, and we'll just add some color right in this vein. So this is cool because it'll be even more liquid, and it'll be even more transparent. So where's your, watch this. I'm going to come on that side. Okay. And I'm going to, where's that black? Let me just grab this. Sorry, I told you it's a dance, right? All right, so I'm just going to add some black right, where is it? There it is. Add some black in that. And then I'll add a little white and silver, and that will just blow out for me a little different and give us some really cool interest in that. I like putting some heavy spots and letting it kind of push the colors away. Gives you a fun technique. All right, a little bit of white. Look, see where you oversprayed? Is that a problem?
No.
See, I did the same thing. It's all good, right? So far, is it easier or harder than you thought?
Way easier.
Okay, good. Good. All right. So we're going to grab this heat gun right here. I'll show you a couple ways that you can move this. So let me grab this cord.
We got a couple who would love to do that black marble effect. I guess with the marble spray.
Oh, that marble spray, you're good. I got plenty.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a very easy technique. If you guys haven't seen that, go check out our Montana marble spray video. Very, very fun. Oh, this is locked. Let me get one that's not epoxy shut. We're live, Foss, so everybody gets to see your
Everything's real.
Yep.
Real time.
Yep. Doesn't take long to make that piece though, does it?
No, it didn't take long at all.
All right, so what I'm going to do here, you can just get in here and see how you can start moving that. And it starts to make those colors look really, really cool. You're just using kind of heat and air to move the effects instead of trying to do it with a paint sticker or manually. So you got to really.
Mike, can you get this epoxy too hot?
You can with the torch. The heat gun, no, you're not gonna hurt it with the heat gun too easily. It's a lot safer than a torch. So I'm gonna show both methods. But all I want you to do right now is just go through and move. See how it makes that look more realistic than just straight lines. So you start working that with the heat gun. I'm gonna start working some of it with the torch, and we'll just trade places. Leave it really, force it straight down though. Here, I'll show you one more. So instead of pushing it that way, we're going to go with the vein. Yep. Well, if I just get in here with the torch, see what the torch does, Foss?
Trying to describe this to her sons, and they don't believe her what she's seeing. So she wants to know what all metallics we're using here.
What metallics we're using?
Metallic sprays, I guess.
All we're using is black spray paint, white spray paint, and aluminum, and glow-in-the-dark powder that you don't even see right now. And we're getting a really cool piece here. I love this color. Looks very, very cool. Man, this is fun. I really love moving the color. All right, we'll trade. Why don't you move some of that? I'll move some of this over here.
Eric here actually has a suggestion for preserving the torches. He says put clear tape over your heat gun control buttons before they lock. He says work straight, and not to ask how he learned that.
You'll ruin a few torches real quick. So that's a great pro tip. Cover the buttons because you'll get epoxy on it, or wipe your hands well before you start using it. Real classic colors here, very easy to do. It's a very, very fun color. And again, you can substitute any of the spray paint colors and still add that glow powder and get a really fun look at nighttime. Nice. That's looking sweet. All right, Foss, I got one more trick up my sleeve I want to try with you.
Okay.
You ready for that?
Sure.
I'll grab that. And then we'll come out front here.
Okay.
If you want to get on that side, all we're gonna do is we're just gonna tilt this. So we'll grab it like here and here, and we're just gonna tilt it up towards us. Right there, and stop. And see what that does, where it gives it, these all follow each other like real rock does. Just that fast, because it's heated up in different areas. And I'm not even gonna tilt it back. I really like it kind of scrunched down this way.
Like
we could go back if we wanted to, but that looks cool. And it was that simple, right?
Make it look like granite.
Kathy, do you want to come check this all up close?
I'll wait till you're done.
All right. No worries. No worries. Okay, guys. Foss, tell me what'd you think of this piece, man?
I like it. It's great. Great looking.
So you'll get to see. We'll let this dry, and then we're gonna go ahead. Did you have a question? Come on in, Jessica.
Oh no.
Hey, Jessica.
I was just saying, do we have an overhead camera or something where we can see from above?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, a lot of requests for that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Apologies to the chat. There's a delay here, and I see your chat, and I'm trying to correct it, but yeah, there's just like a 20-second delay. So sorry about that.
Right on. Jessica came from. So we got Jessica, Val, and a whole bunch of other customer service team back there doing their thing. Jessica came in and said, "Hey guys, they're asking for overhead." Chris, that's on you, man. What's up, bro?
I'm trying to keep up, man. This is craziness.
Oh, it's fun, man. Foss, what'd you think?
Like I said, I like it. And it was actually pretty simple.
Pretty simple, right?
Pretty simple.
If you saw this in a picture, it wouldn't appear that it was easy to make.
I did see it in a picture.
Okay.
And I did see it for real.
Uh-huh.
And it did not appear to me to be easy to make.
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah.
well, I'm going to have a lot of hands-on training to get
Right,
this.
right.
But, no, it's actually pretty simple.
Our biggest advice to people starting out is start watching some of our videos and just emulate a couple of the easy techniques.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing a series on epoxy 1, 2, 3, easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? And we're going to do some very easy techniques that graduate into hard techniques. But really the only thing that dictates a hard technique is just multiple easy techniques layered on top of each other. The more that you layer things. So for instance, we fogged some spray paint, and you can see that looks better than just the raw gray. I like some undertone to that. It gives it some depth. Even where this was all kind of a mess, that looks really good. You know, where you could see through into some of that.
Yeah, putting the stuff on,
Mm-hmm.
it was simple and easy. But what really catches my interest is the techniques and the tricks you had. It may take me a couple of years to learn that you can tip this up. And
Yeah. No, that's fun. That's fun to do. I wanted to announce our You Got This award winner. Actually, I'm gonna have you do that, Chris. Chris is excited about this. You good with that? You ready, buddy?
Yeah. This dude, Corey here. Let's see here. Corey Kilroy. We're showing some projects from him. He has a variety of them here. A lot of kitchens he's been doing. He's been playing around and working and innovating with a lot of the products we got. He's been helping build kitchens for folks who were fire victims, which, excellent job there. Thank you, Corey, for helping out your community. And he works a lot with his wife, Brylin. They just do an excellent job. They've got some very interesting looking pieces, especially with this counter here. And I was struck by, right down here, by the thick live sort of textured edge on this counter. And just the variation of textures he's got on the top. Well, just look at that amazing work he's done for this kitchen. Corey, you've been crushing it, and we're noticing, and now we're recognizing you for it. We can't help but do that by awarding you the You Got This award. So congratulations.
Corey and Brylin from Stone Coat Countertops, You Got This. We'll be sending you a free kit of epoxy as well as your You Got This award. Go see them on Insiders, and that's where we really find the people who are taking Stone Coat Countertops to the next level. And we did a really fun podcast interview with Corey and his wife, Bee. That has a lot of good gold nuggets of information for folks who are wanting to learn how to start a business using epoxy. And so go check that link out. Not only does it take you to the podcast interview, it's going to teach folks that are wanting to learn how to do this, our steps, what we would recommend, what samples to start with. All that is found in that link, so go check it out after the video. Anything to say before we sign off?
No, I'm just amazed at what we got here.
Right on.
In such a short time.
Thank you. No, this was a blast, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bronson, if you're watching, I'll see you in a couple weeks. Guys, visit us anytime at stonecoatcountertops.com. Call anytime for free project support. And until next time from Stone Coat Countertops, you got this. We'll see you on the next video.